NXT in your house just wrapped up. AEW Double or Nothing in the books. CM Punk injured. We got a lot to go over. Let's go!
Let's go! This ain't the Fortnite! Or this game he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Good evening, A2D Radio! We are back. It is time for another episode of In This Very Ring, right here, only on A2D Radio's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We're live. Guys, join in the conversation all night long. We're going to be talking about NXT in your house, which just wrapped up a few moments ago. Double or Nothing from last week, CM Punk's injury, MJF's promo, the Interim World Championship Eliminator Series. We've got a ton to talk about. It's a jam-packed show tonight. I'm Ritz. I'm the commissioner here. I'm running things, and joining me, as he does every single week, is the mayor of Toasty Town himself, the one, the only. This is Butters! And he hit himself in the head. And he hit his hand. What a schmuck.
Yep.
What's up, buddy?
Nothing much. Wishing I could be Riddle and be getting toasted.
In This Very Ring is brought to you each and every single week by our friends at Alon Z Travel. Alon Z Travel specializing in creating the vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, or wherever your heart calls you to. Let their talented team of travel experts, including yours truly, create a custom vacation of your dreams without any of the stress. Alon Z, let's go! Use the link alonz-travel.com/request-a-proposal to get in touch with one of our special certified travel experts. Our topic of conversation tonight, and it's a biggin. It's brought to you, biggin. It's brought to you by our friends at Specialized Physical Therapy, Dr. Paul Vidal and his team at Cherry Hill and Burlington locations, or on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. He's our doc. Make him yours. Wardlow will win the Battle Royal next week and go on to win the Interim AEW World Championship. Agree, disagree. Before we get into it, let's lay it all out there on the line. Let's put everything out there and explain what's going on. So, this past Friday night, actually, let's go back a little bit further. Let's go back to Wednesday night. CM Punk has won the AEW World title, which we'll get into. We'll talk about the match with Hangman Adam Page at Double or Nothing in just a little bit. But Punk runs and jumps into the crowd at Dynamite. Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Does his thing, does his match with FTR, great stuff. Fast forward to Friday, it's announced that he's going to have a conversation during Rampage to talk about the AEW title and his future. It's revealed that he's injured and it needs surgery. Turns out he broke his foot when he jumped into the crowd. At least that's the reports that are coming in. So, everybody thought he was going to relinquish the title. Turns out he's not truly relinquishing the title. He's still going to be the AEW World Champion. However, it was announced that a battle royale would take place and the winner would face Jon Moxley. And what we thought at the end of Rampage last night was that that person would become the interim AEW World Champion. That has since changed, considering commentary last night was an absolute clusterfuck. They didn't know what was going on. It's clear AEW didn't know what's going on. And this is well, and this is just goes to show they're young, they're inexperienced. And I don't mean all the talent, I mean the company. Right? And when something goes wrong, they try to do it on the fly and they royally screw the pooch.
Yerp.
So, it was announced this morning how the next few weeks are going to go. I have the press release up here on the screen. I'm going to share it so you guys, if you haven't read it already, it's been all over social media. We're going to bring it up here. We're going to... Oops, wrong thing. I'm going to try to zoom in here. I don't know if I can. No, I can't because of the way it's set up on Facebook. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to solo it for just a second so everybody can read it. I'm going to take
There we go.
I'm going to take...
That's actually better.
Yeah, I'm going to take this off for just a second. We're going to go through it, okay? So, this is a multi-stage Eliminator series, okay? This is going to include a Battle Royale starting next week on Wednesday, and that winner will go on to fight Jon Moxley, who magically is ranked number 1. He was not ranked number 1 prior to Friday. It was actually Wardlow was ranked number 1. So the winner of the Battle Royale, which kicks off Dynamite, will face Jon Moxley later that night, and that person will advance to Forbidden Door on June 26th. If you remember, Forbidden Door is the New Japan AEW combined show. Meanwhile, on June 12th, so a week from tomorrow, you'll have New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion event from Osaka Joy Hall, and we're going to see Tanahashi versus, I think that's pronounced Goto. They're going to face off, and the winner of that match will also advance to Forbidden Door, and you're going to have the winner of Tanahashi Goto versus the winner of Moxley and the Battle Royale. Right? And the winner of that match will become the AEW Interim World Champion. Can I say what a clusterfuck this is?
Yes.
Like, if they would have just went with their original plan, this all would have been fine. Right? Moxley versus the Battle Royal winner. That person is now the Interim World Champion, and we're going to build Forbidden Door around that. Okay, cool. I like that idea.
Well, they took something so simple, so easy, it just made it so complicated. You didn't have to make it complicated.
Now, to circle it all back to the poll question, Wardlow will win the Battle Royal next week and go on to win the Interim AEW World Championship. When I wrote this poll question, this press release hadn't come out yet. Okay? So, I originally thought, yes, Wardlow's going to win. This makes sense. He's a number 1 ranked. I hadn't seen the new rankings either. Okay? But now, I disagree to the poll. Sorry, I know we normally let Butters go first, but I'm on a roll here. So I apologize, Butters. Normally I let you go first, but
don't apologize. Shit, makes you look weak. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck you. But now I disagree to this, and I disagree to this because now what you've told me, Tony Khan, is you've told me we're gonna figure out a way to put the title on Tanahashi, so that when CM Punk is medically cleared, you still get Punk Tanahashi. You figured out a way to still have that match. Because at the bottom of the press release, which I didn't go over, is once CM Punk is medically cleared, it will be Punk versus the Interim Champion to reunify the titles. Just like they did with Cody and Sammy. Right? I don't like when AEW does this. If the guy's got to be out, vacate the title, do a tournament, move on.
Well, I think Tony wants to be kind of like UFC, boxing, all these sports where they don't vacate the title; they just have an interim, and then when the champ's ready to go, you just combine the titles back together again.
It's just in my soul, right? You're not a fight. You're not a mixed martial arts company. You're not a boxing company, right? I get it. The wins, losses, the power rankings. That's how you figure out your number one contender.
I think he's trying to make wrestling as realistic as possible.
That's fun. That's fine. I'm for it, right? But then when you do shit like this is where I have a problem. Go back to AEW's Twitter page. Go all the way back to like Wednesday afternoon. And you'll see that Wardlow was ranked number 1. What did Jon fucking Moxley do to jump up? Because I don't even think the man was on the godforsaken list.
Was he at Double or Nothing?
I don't think he was top 5 on Wednesday.
Let me see if we can get some, AEW.
What I'm doing right now.
Yeah, that's
All
exactly.
Elite Wrestling. Media. Keep going. There's the press release.
Rankings.
All right, so here's rankings as of June 3rd. Okay? CM Punk's champion, Scorpio Sky's TNT champion. Jon Moxley is number 1, Wardlow's number 2, Hangman Adam Page is number 3, Adam Cole number 4, Jay Lethal number 5. Okay? Now, if you
go to June 1st.
That's what I'm doing.
Man, I got it pulled up right here.
Do you have it? Read it.
June 1st. Wardlow number 1, Adam Cole number 2, Hangman Page number 3, Moxley number 4, and Jay Lethal number 5.
So what in God's green earth? What in the fuck happened that made Jon Moxley jump 4 fucking spots to the top?
I think what it is did Moxley's team win on Sunday?
Yeah, but still.
No.
No, they lost. No, those motherfuckers lost.
Okay. Wardlow won. Adam Cole won. Page lost. So that would have moved Moxley up and Page down.
But no, those were as of the first.
I know.
That
what
was
I'm saying.
After. No. That was after Double or Nothing, and that was before Dynamite.
Okay.
So nothing happened in 72 hours.
So no Dark, no Elevation. Moxley wasn't on any of those.
Not that I'm aware of.
Let me look at some results, see if he was on any of those, because then that could have made a difference.
But then you go to Wednesday night, and Moxley has one match Wednesday night, right? He has a match, and
did he win?
I think it's like a BS match too. Not to take anything away from Jon Moxley, right? That's not fair to him, but Moxley faces Daniel Garcia in the main event. And yeah, Moxley wins. But so did Wardlow. This is what happens when you start putting together a system that on paper works. I'm here for it. I like it. It's fine. And then you do this shit. What was so bad with saying, hey, you know what? Wardlow, he is the number 1 ranked male competitor. Adam Cole is number 2. Fuck having a battle royal. Let these two fight it out. The winner becomes the interim champion. You don't need to involve New Japan Pro Wrestling. And if you really wanted to, you have Adam Cole win. It's not smart. Wardlow should be next in line, but that's just me, and I'm on a Wardlow kick right now. But you have Adam Cole win, and then you go put his ass up against the Bullet Club.
Or you strike while the iron's hot and have MJF join the Battle Royal at the last second and win it all.
But that's what's good. All right, so let's go to the comments, right? Because Pete Evans says that the exact same thing, and he said it as the show came on the air. Pete Evans says, have MJF win and best Moxley capitalize while the iron's hot. By the way, make sure you guys check out Pete every Thursday night on Birds of the Feather. And Pete goes on to say he disagrees with the poll. If Tony Khan's smart, he'll follow what WWE did with Punk after his pipe bomb. John C. Danza, where the hell have you been, man? It says MJF, future WWE champ, book it now. Ryan Brodo from the Monday show, which the name's escaping me right now. HUD Wednesday night, chiming in saying hello. He says MJF will win the Battle Royal and wins the interim belt. It writes itself. Again, I agree. It makes sense on paper. The press release tells me one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I look at everything else, and we haven't gotten to everything else, right? So the poll question is going to kind of extend through the entire night, and this conversation is going to be the bulk of what we talk about. Okay? MJF winning and being the interim champion, it truly does write itself. It's CM Punk's pipe bomb from 2011, which I think it was, essentially coming back to haunt him in the form of MJF.
Mm-hmm.
Brodo goes on to say, if you're on a roll, Andy, shouldn't Butters go first because Butters go on a roll? Shut up. John C. Danza says, just like WCW ruins everything, Tony Khan ruins everything. Fair. Ryan Brodo, Butters is always on a roll because he's butter. Ha 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 ha. ... My wife left me. You're not married.
I think that's the point, Andy.
No, I know. I'm angry. Brodo also adds on, Jake, I'll get to you in just 1 second. Brodo goes, no, Andy, Wardlow versus Cole should be saved for a long-term storyline, not a last-minute feud. Also, Wardlow getting the belt would be a mistake. So, the Wardlow-Cole thing, I'm only taking that from they were 1, they were 2. Don't give me these rankings and tell me that they matter and then magically move things around because of an injury.
What I'm seeing, this might be I think this is an answer to our questions from Tony Khan himself. Says, Jon Moxley is the only AEW wrestler with 7+ 2022 single bouts undefeated on TV, Dynamite, Rampage, Battle of the Belts, plus pay-per-view, Revolution, Double or Nothing, 7-0, Moxley plus Anthony Ogogo, only undefeated 7-0 records in AEW in 2022. Moxley ranked higher based on opponent's quality.
So what you're telling me is we fucked up, we're stupid, and we had to come up with some bullshit answer to justify why Moxley's first. That's what I heard, right?
Pretty much.
Because all that was
he ranked higher because he beat better opponents, is what they're trying to say.
So you booked people wrong, right? There's no saving this. I'm sorry. Like, I will give Tony Khan a lot of credit a lot of the time because he does different things. He's different than Vince. Fine. A lot of the stuff you do is good. Fine. Right? But when the and MJF said it right. You're a fucking mark. You're a mark for this business and you're a mark for yourself. When you turn around and pull some bullshit like that and say, "Oh, he had a tougher schedule." Like that would be some bullshit that you would see Roger Goodell at the end of the season because fucking Tom Brady's not smelling the playoffs and say, "Oh, wait a minute. The Bucks had a harder schedule, so they're automatically first round bye." Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Damn it.
Oh man,
this shit makes this shit right here is what makes me mad.
So in a sense, it makes a little sense to me since I play, card tournaments and stuff like that. Because when you just hear me out,
I'm in it before you do that. Because I told Jake I'd say hi. Jake Friel, what's up, fellas? I'm going to create the poll.
What up,
Fight
Jake?
Jake every Friday on AGD Fan Friday. The Godfather himself, Tom Arnone. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tom Arnone's on Sundays on Agree to Disagree. Mondays, he's with Run It Back Philly. I don't know what they're calling that show. I totally forget. Wednesdays on A2D Wednesday night. He appears on A2D Fan Friday. He's got his crumbs of the day. I mean, literally open up A2D social media, and there is the Godfather himself, the one and only, the magical, the mystical Mr. Tom Arnone. All right, give me your card tournament comment.
So
while I catch my breath.
In tournaments, they go through the ranking system, of course. Each round, everybody, we're playing each other. When it comes down to the end, when you've got ties as to who's first, who's second, you got your two top guys are tied. It goes based off of the tie, what they call the tiebreakers, which is basically who you played and where they rank in the system. So if you beat the better opponents, then yeah, you're going to rank higher. And if that's what Moxley's doing, then that's what he's doing.
Are you done?
Sure, why not? Because I feel like you got something to blast me with.
I do. First of all, I know how a goddamn tournament works. I thought you were going to tell me something like revolutionary. Are you kidding me right now? Like that's not just a card tournament. Shut up.
I'm telling people at home.
Shut up.
Not everybody knows that.
But again, all of this is fine if you don't announce the power rankings on Wednesday, show Moxley at 4, right? And then Friday, I think an hour after CM Punk tweets out that he's going to talk about it, magically Moxley is number 1.
Okay, so here's my thing. Who did Moxley face Wednesday night versus who did Wardlow face?
Moxley faced Daniel Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
Wardlow faced JD Drake. I get it. Again,
I'm just trying to make it make a little more sense.
No, I get that, but this is where you've established the power rankings,
mm-hmm.
but you've also established win-loss records.
Correct.
Right? What you've never established is how the power rankings and the win-loss records coincide with each other.
Well, I think now we do.
Only because they back themselves into a corner.
This is very true. This is very, very fucking true.
And again, don't get me wrong, because we're going to talk about WWE here in a little bit. Those fuckers back themselves into a corner. I'm pretty sure they've got property there. But it's just
they got rental property there, baby.
No, they own the whole high rise. But it's just so frustrating that, and this is my problem with WWE's power rankings. You go way back in the day, back when they tried that whole fantasy WWE bullshit that you could do.
Oh yeah, the fantasy draft style thing or whatever.
Yeah, when you could go and do all that, they had the power rankings and shit. Because that stuff
I did that
mattered.
for a while. I actually did that for
too.
a while.
I was also in middle school, but like,
God, I was already graduated.
But it's just it eats away at my core because I didn't understand it back then. I don't get it now. At least when you look at UFC, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Typically, the guy at the top, right, of the contenders list has rolled through all these other motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's like Street Fighter, right? You climb the ladder before you face the final boss.
Correct.
Right? We're not doing that here. We're doing it on the women's division side of things. Mm-hmm. We're doing it. It's great over there. We're doing it with the tag team titles. Fine. The TNT title and the TBS title, that picture's a mess. Don't get me started. But when it comes to our world title, which is supposed to be the staple of this company,
mm-hmm.
What are you doing? And then Jax, so I watched Double or Nothing with Jax this past Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Look at who's been champion. Chris Jericho, Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page, and now CM Punk. 5 champions. In what? 2 years, 3 years, something like that? Not a long time.
They've only had 5 champions in the entire time they've been around.
Yeah, which is fine. I love that. I'm okay with that. How many of these motherfuckers are WWE guys?
3, yeah.
How many of these guys were
AEW originals?
Made a name for themselves in AEW? 1. Hangman Adam Page. Kenny Omega, no disrespect to him, but he made his name over in Japan. And don't get me wrong, Hangman was around in Ring of Honor and he was at New Japan, but it wasn't on a massive scale that every wrestling fan will see.
Yeah.
Right? You had to go look for a Ring of Honor show for a while. Stateside here, you had to really look for New Japan. Right? You had to be looking for this. It wasn't just presented in front of you like AEW is. And you took somebody like Hangman Adam Page and you gave him the worst run imaginable. And it really showed how he's kind of just
This is true.
Right? Like, he's great in the ring. I think he's very, very good. But the character's just
blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Right? And I don't mean to be on a high horse in my soapbox about this, but when we're talking about the staple of your company, you need to have a clearer direction. At least with WWE, Roman Reigns is your unified, world heavyweight, galactic, own all the titles, fucking head of the table, dude. That's great. Right?
Yeah.
Who's he facing next? We don't know. Right? We're going to get through Hell in a Cell, which is another pay-per-view that doesn't have Roman defending the fucking titles. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But at least it's consistent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's an understanding here.
I mean, Hell in a Cell has, 2 whole walking titles being defended?
We'll get to Hell in a Cell later. Back to the comments. Brian says, I have a solution. Just give Danhausen all the belt. Then CM Punk returns. We get Punk versus Danhausen in an exploding barbed wire death match.
Yeah, tell me how that went the last time they had one of those.
No. Did you give Frank your phone?
No, why?
No, Brian. That's something Frank would say.
Oh, you're asking.
And then he goes, here's something revolutionary. CM Punk versus Danhausen in an exploding barbed wire death match.
Again, I asked Brian. Tell me how that last one went.
Edie says, no, it'll be Jon Moxley as interim champion. Jon Moxley versus Tanahashi for AEW World title at Forbidden Door. Stop it.
Moxley's not going to sniff that title.
Stop it.
Tanahashi's going to face somebody other than Moxley.
And now this is a great transition, right? Because I'm done talking about Punk's announcement and what's going to happen, right? It's a great transition into your answer to the poll question, number 1. But also MJF's promo from Dynamite.
Ooh,
because you've
God.
already brought it up, right? You've already
Fucking
brought it
fabulous.
up that you feel they should strike when the iron's hot and have MJF win the title. So that's kind of the answer to your poll question. Your
pretty
answer,
much,
right?
It's pretty much, yeah. I don't think Wardlow's winning it. You know,
I don't either.
I feel like, you know, like I said and like Pete said earlier, you strike it right now, because if you don't, then what the hell are you gonna do later? Like, this is the moment you say, I'm paying this man more money. I gave him the title. Would you just go out there and shut the fuck up and be happy now? You know, this is, you know, Summer of Punk all over again, except now it'll be the Summer of MJF, and for the love of God, do it.
So, I have the full transcript from Wednesday night. Okay? We're not going to read it. It's a great because it doesn't do it justice if I just read it. Okay? But I'm going to read certain bits, certain lines throughout, and really break down this promo, because a lot of us leading up to this promo thought maybe MJF really is unhappy with the company.
And that could be a high
and that could still be true. Right? It very well could still be true. But here's the very first line of this promo. I'm in a lot of pain right now after what happened on Sunday. But all you people want to do is hear me talk, right? That's what you want, right? You want to hear me talk? I'll talk. But this is Max Friedman talking. Okay, so now we know we're pulling it back a little bit. We're pulling the curtain back. And now it's Max Friedman, not, MJF. Okay? And he immediately goes into calling out Tony Khan. Right? Saying how there's a lot of executives there. It'd be a real shame if something bad happened. Don't want to embarrass you. Right? You're not giving me the money. This, that, and the other thing. I love this line. When this company first started, it was all friends wrestling. That was phenomenal.
Ooh, yes, it was.
But this is the part where I was like, all right, MJF came to play. Everybody was handed a ticket except for me. See, I had to write my own. And boy, do I have good penmanship, because I created moment after moment after moment for this company, and I still get no respect. I loved it. Ryan says, also for the record, I believe I was the very first individual on the Reddit Moss bandwagon dating back to 2018. He's now on the verge of a major push and on his way to the gates of Valhalla. You stop, sir. You stop it. Rob Povia from Hockey Happy Hour. What up, fam? 1,000% agree. Never even thought of that, and what will exactly happen makes so much sense. Wardlow has never been hotter, and they can continue to work the pariah angle on MJF. I don't hate that from Pove. I don't hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But we're back to the promo real fast. Okay? He's right. Moment after moment came because of MJF, whether it was something he did or whether it was him getting his ass kicked. And it goes all the way back to his stuff with Pinnacle and the Inner Circle, right? All of that, dating from when the company first started, right out the gate. The stuff with Chris Jericho, all of it. Right? It's funny that I hear boos, but I also hear clapping. That's interesting. Where were you guys this whole weekend when you were calling me an unprofessional piece of shit? I'm just curious. You're not the only problem. It's the boys in the back, too. The boys in the back all want my spot. So guess what? You want my spot? You can have it because I don't want to be here anymore. And he goes on to talk about the fans, right? Calls them uneducated marks, tweeting out their opinions like they're worth a damn. He says they don't know shit. Their opinions suck. Their opinions change at the drop of a dime. And after doing this show for 6 years, I agree with him. You pretended that your new opinions didn't match your old. For example, man, I always knew MJF was a great wrestler. Really? That's interesting. The last time I checked, you guys pretended I sucked in the ring for a long time. And why is that? Right? Because I'm not untrained like your faves. Because I don't pretend to watch New Japan. Because I don't dump my opponents on their head. Because I'm not reckless. What is it? Because I'm not chasing star ratings, guys. What is it? I loved it. I did, because he hits every nail on the head. Like, nothing he does in this promo is bad. Nothing he does makes you go, you're reaching here, right? This is like, this is perfection on a plate. And he served it up to everybody. And at about this point in the promo, everybody's eating out of his fucking hands.
Because they're wondering, is it a shoot? Is it a work?
When the people should be booing him because he's giving them a hard time. He's calling them out. They're like, we're pieces of shit. We're uneducated.
We're not worthy.
We are idiots. Like, come on. But that goes to the caliber of talent that MJF is. Right? And don't get me wrong. We've said, hey, you know what? MJF doesn't look like he's good in the ring. He proved that, no, he is good. And he's also really, really good at making somebody look better.
Yep.
Right? I'll be the first person to say, I didn't get MJF in the beginning. I didn't get AEW in the beginning, for that matter. I didn't get MJF in the beginning. I thought he was a pompous prick. But that's what he's supposed to do. Right? So, he's doing his job very, very well. He does the best in the world line, which I love that. That set up immediately the CM Punk conversation. Okay? He calls himself a generational talent. And now he's really shifted to Tony Khan again. He says he's the second biggest minute-for-minute draw in the company. He says, ask Stat Boy Tony and see what he's got to say. But whatever you do, don't ask him to reach in his pockets and pay the man who's been busting his ass since day one. Make sure he hoards all that money so he can make sure and give it to all the new ex-WWE guys he keeps bringing in that can't lace my goddamn boots. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. I can't say it again. And because now we're getting into the real gut punch of all of this. He asked Tony Khan, hey, and he's smart. He never says Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Punk's pipe bomb, if you go back and you listen to it, he talks about Vince McMahon. He talks about how Vince should die, right? There's a lot of things that make you feel really uneasy. And by the way, don't really age well either.
No.
Right? But he's so smart in the fact that he doesn't, sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. He doesn't mention Tony until the very end. Right?
Yep.
He goes, he keeps mentioning Boss, right? No, he says Stat Boy Tony, right? But again, we're at the end. We're wrapping up the promo. He talks about, would he be treated better if he was an ex-WWE guy, right? You got a position of power in a wrestling company when the only position that you should be assuming is behind the guardrails with all of them. I don't want to wait until 2024, but you won't listen to me, so allow me to make it a little easier for you, Tony. I want you to fire me. Don't count me down, you piece of shit. You shut your mouth. Tony, look at me, Tony. Look at me. I want you to fire me. You fucking mark. Fire me, fire me, fire me. And in subsequent, like that actually airs. Live, it airs. In subsequent replays and clips, it's been edited. Right? But that airs. And that's when they cut him off. Right? So, and go back and watch it. And what I love is that he doesn't look at the camera till the very end, so to say. He's struggling so hard not to just keep staring at where he knows Tony Khan is sitting.
Yep.
Which is a great storytelling device. So, I'll propose this question to you and to everybody else, and I know the answer already. MJF in the Battle Royale wins the Battle Royal, wins against Moxley. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he does. I think he absolutely does. But in the same sentence, and I want to go back to what Pogue said earlier, right? Where is it? Here it is. Where he agrees with the poll question, and he talks about Wardlow being a pariah to MJF. And here's why this makes sense. Let's assume for a second that Wardlow wins the Battle Royal, beats Moxley, beats Tanahashi, because it's going to be Tanahashi. Let's be real. And wins the interim title.
Mm-hmm.
What's your first program you do?
MJF.
Wardlow, MJF. Both are white hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then you take this to where MJF beats Wardlow, validating the fact that he is quote-unquote the best in the world. And then literally the next godforsaken night on Dynamite, CM Punk returns. And they set up for All In.
Take a look at Greg's comment. I mean,
which one?
You see, it's his latest one. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Could MJF do this? Do you see him
doing
it?
But I don't want to see him do it. Because if he takes that title and he hops the guardrail, everybody's going to shit on this program. Everybody's going to shit on Tony Khan, AEW, and just recycling a Punk storyline from 2011.
This is true.
Right? And that's the problem. They have to walk this path very delicately.
Very quiet.
Okay?
I'm hunting Tony.
Because if they take the wrong step, they're doing some really good things. But if they take the wrong step, a lot of people are going to call bullshit on this.
Oh, big time. Big
right?
time, 100%.
That's why I don't think you have him win right now. Right? I think you have Wardlow win.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And because if you remember earlier in the show, I was like, no, fuck this. MJF should win. But Pope's comment, the pariah to MJF, that really says something. M's back. What's up, buddy? How are you? He goes, I think interim has to be a Moxley so that Punk can have another has one last run. Punk's going to have his run. Punk's going to come back, right? And if it's Wardlow, Punk wins, does his run, his first opponent's MJF, or his last opponent's MJF. Who cares? AEW has showcased long-term storytelling. Where we run into the problem, though, of, again, being backed into a corner, can you sustain this MJF angle until Punk's back?
You could. You got plenty. I mean, we don't know how bad his foot injury is. We don't know how long he's going to be out. I mean,
right.
So you could potentially, he could be out 6 months to, a year, if that. And so, I mean, we could easily hold that out for 6 months to a year. I mean, look how long Hangman Page had the damn title.
Right, but Hangman left. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. Sorry. I was thinking of something else. I started to speak before you finished your sentence. No, I get that. He had it for a few months, but he didn't do anything with it.
True, right? He had someone like MJF.
He had some good matches, but it didn't matter.
But someone like MJF can take that title and fucking run with it for a year or more.
I agree with you.
Because you look at Kenny. Kenny ran with that for a long-ass time.
I don't disagree with you. I think MJF is a future champion. And I dare say within this year.
I hope it's within this year.
Right? Let's transition, though, a little bit. Because we are coming up on about the halfway mark of the show.
No!
I want to get to Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing.
We're not going to go over every single match because there was 13 of them, and I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, you do. You got 13 minutes.
Fuck you. We already talked about Wardlow MJF, so we don't need to go over that any further.
Yeah, we do.
The Hardys and the Young Bucks, I refuse to talk about this match. 110% because of Jeff Hardy.
It needs to retire.
This is all I'm going to say. I'm not going to read any comments about the match or anybody's thoughts about this match, so please don't waste your time. Jeff Hardy is a shell of himself, and whatever was going on with him Sunday night was inexcusable. And if it turns out that he's back on something, he needs to go away. He looked sloppy. He was a danger to himself and the others in the ring. That's all I'm going to say. I feel very strongly about this because of who Jeff Hardy is and what he's been through, and you think he'd learn by now. So, and if I'm wrong and it's an injury, it's a concussion, why were you out there? If you knew, if it comes out that he had a concussion and somebody knew, it's over for everybody.
Because that's the worst thing to freaking do.
Yep. I like the Jade Cargill and a J match. Obviously we had Malcolm Bevins and Ember Moon, now called Athena. They both
Malcolm
showed
Bevins
up at
was
the
a
end.
good one.
Malcolm Bevins was very good. The Ember Moon, Athena showing up at the end was great too. That's going to build for Ember and Anna. I mean, not Anna. Jade. I think Ember's going to be the one to beat Jade. The House of Black defeated Death Triangle. This might have been one of my favorite matches of the night. And we got the payoff of, is it Julie or Julia?
Julia
Hart, thank you.
See, I didn't get to watch Double or Nothing. Caught some clips here and there. Caught the results at work. But this was finally something I had been wanting, and it finally happened.
Here's the only thing that I didn't like about the moment. And this is nitpicking, because I think it all worked really well. They had cameras in the four posts, right? And I'd have to go back and watch where Pac's positioning was. But you should have had a camera on Julia's face. when the lights came back on, not Hawking, like not behind her.
Yeah.
Right. I think that was a little bit of a production error. It happens. It's live TV, but that's a nitpick because it was such a good moment. We finally got that payoff that we've been building up to.
Oh my God, yes.
Adam Cole defeated Samoa Joe. Britt Baker defeated Ruby Soho. They won their respective Owen Hart Foundation tournament finals.
Figured that was going to happen, but I tell you what, those titles looked sick.
They did, but I've never sat through a more awkward segment than I did with Martha Hart. And everything about that woman frustrates me. So I don't want to get. That's another soapbox that I don't want to get on.
No, I was just saying those titles look so beautiful. They look so sick.
I love them. I actually contemplated if they were available buying one. American Top Team.
I think you should check out Belts by Dan. I think he's the one that made them.
Okay. American Top Team, Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and this was Paige Van Zant's in-ring debut. They took on Frankie Kazarian, Sammy Guevara, and Ty Conti. I love Paige Van Zant in the ring. Love her out of the ring, but I love her in the ring.
Right?
Okay. I thought she did very, very well for her first match. Ty made her look really good too. But what was the star of this match was Frankie Kazarian. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Right? Frankie Kazarian is a face. He was teamed with Sammy and Ty. They're heels. Paige and Ethan. I'm sorry, Paige and... What is that noise?
Hold on, let me see. What about now?
Better.
Okay.
Scorpio and Paige, they're the faces, and then you have Ethan the heel. So you could have made a couple moves here and had heel versus face, but I liked the dynamic between Frankie and Sammy. At one point, and multiple points, Kazarian looks and goes, "You stupid son of a bitch, what are you doing?" Right? Because had they lost, which they do ultimately lose, as long as Sky is champion, Guevara and Kazarian cannot challenge for the title.
Oh.
Okay, which is fine. All right. Kyle O'Reilly defeated Darby Allin. This was, unfortunately, and I love those two guys, this was a match I was exhausted for, and I wasn't invested in the match at all. Thunder Rosa defeated Serena Deeb. Very, very happy that Thunder kept the title. Honestly, at one point, I did think they were going to go a different direction and have Serena win. But great match from both of those ladies. And then this clusterfuck. And really, I blew through all the other matches because I need to talk about this Anarchy in the Arena match.
That's
22 minutes and 45 seconds of my life.
Bless.
I don't know if I'm ever going to get back. Not that it was bad. But you need, like, when this show's over, I'm going to see if I can actually find the match for you.
Okay.
And you and I are going to watch it together because it's something. Like, while Jon Moxley's theme song has to play for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, because they start fighting and the song still plays. We thought that's what was going to happen the whole time. Was the song was going to play and we were just going to watch them brawl. Daniel Bryan beat the ever-living piss out of somebody. Like, I think a good 15 minutes of this match, Daniel Bryan didn't take a bump. He just kept beating the shit out of this other guy.
My God.
I think it was Angelo Parker got obliterated early on with some scissors and was just bleeding like a stuffed pig. Eddie Kingston tried to commit murder
Yeah, I heard the gasoline came into order.
And didn't give a fuck who he was going to kill. Right? Like, it was something. It was fantastic.
But it was something.
It was something. Like Sports Illustrated called it unforgettable gore.
AEW doesn't know how to put on gore fests.
ProWrestling.net said Anarchy in the Arena was crazy enough that it could spark more interest in the feud. Meltzer gave it 5 stars.
Surprise, surprise. It's an AEW match. Dumb fuck.
Like, I'm just... CBSSports.com said it was... Hold on, where is it? A wild bloodbath. At one point, Eddie Kingston's covered in blood that's not his. Yeah.
Fucking Kingston, I swear.
Jurassic Express retained their titles. I thought this was a perfect opportunity to put the titles on Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really upset that we didn't see the title change hands here.
And go for
I
that.
love
Christian
Jungle
heel turn?
Express. Yeah. But I love Jungle Express, so I'm happy. But you really had the opportunity. Keith Lee was phenomenal.
A lot of people were saying the same thing. You had that opportunity to drop the titles off of Jurassic Express, have that Christian heel turn they've been teasing, because this would have been the perfect moment. You lost the title. What the fuck? You have them pin Jungle Boy even more so.
It was just really well done. Keith Lee was hysterical. I forget what happened at one point, and Keith Lee just goes, "Oh my God." Like he just does the little sing song. It was hysterical. And then CM Punk defeated Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World title. Great match. Punk should never ever try a buckshot lariat. Ever.
I feel even if the crowd, I feel like that's at one point would have been where he broke his foot.
I could see that also being the case.
Because, I mean, I feel like him trying it and falling down, like, at some point he broke his foot in that whole issue.
I thought at one point he did hurt himself, too.
Because, people want to say, oh, it was the crowd. I think trying to attempt a buckshot when you never attempted a buckshot.
But, all right, let's get
dirty.
I want to put AEW behind us, right? We've spent the better part of an hour talking about AEW, which we never really do on the show.
No.
So we're going to transition to talk about NXT in Your House. Took place earlier tonight.
Ugh.
And this is brought to you by our friends at Area Public Adjusting. If you have damage to your home or property, we may be able to help. Don't fight your homeowner's insurance alone. Contact Area Public Adjusting at 813-564-3364. All right. I didn't get to catch all of this because I was working, and then actually I wasn't working. I got off at 4. But
you got off early today.
I did. They sent my ass home. They're like, "We have nothing for you to do. Go home." I was like, all right, bye. But I had a graduation. Nope. I had a graduation thing to go to, so I started watching it at Mandy Rose. I didn't watch the tag match, and then I watched Braun versus Joe Gacy. Tony D'Angelo, Channing Stacks Lorenzo, and Troy Two Dimes Donovan defeated Legado del Fantasma, which is Santos Escobar, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde. The losing team is supposed to join the winning team stable. I'm actually really excited now. I didn't realize that was a stipulation of the match.
Yes.
Until today. I guess I must have missed that part in preparing.
They had a meeting Tuesday about it.
I must have just missed it, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of damn content. I'm gonna miss stuff.
You're gonna miss something every once in a while. You can't get it all. I mean, in all seriousness, I do tell you what though, I did like Legado del Fantasma's flag they flew that looked like the LWO flag.
Yeah.
That looked pretty cool to me. Not gonna lie.
But now they have to join Tony's stable, essentially, right?
Yep.
So, are we really starting to see a mafia forming?
Possible. I mean, to me, it's more like a potential NXT version of the NWO, maybe.
Maybe.
But hey.
Toxic Attractions. The girls retain their tag team titles over Katana Chance and Caden Carter. This was a
fucking time.
I know, right?
Titles to advance storylines, to do something other than let Toxic fucking Attraction keep winning. You can give it back to them, but for the love of God, this was the perfect time to change.
And we've always bitch about this with AEW. The last few shows you and I have been to, we bitch about it. AEW has these events, and nothing's happening, right? Certain titles
need to change hands at certain points, and this was that point where you had 3 great contenders, and you just shit on it. Oh, we're gonna let this whole group win it. They're dominating. Nobody's gonna have. Now, who the fuck do you have?
I'm just telling you, though. I'm really glad Mandy Rose won. Not because she's Mandy Rose, but because I don't like the Wendy Chu character at all. And by the sounds of it, neither did the goddamn fans.
I like Wendy Chu to a point because the whole sleeping gimmick kind of makes me laugh, because I would love some sleep every once in a while, but and then somebody calling her finisher the Sleeple's elbow just makes it even better.
No, I'm not doing this. But Carmelo Hayes recaptures the title from Cameron Grimes, the North American title. That made sense, right?
Yeah. Was looking like Solo Sikoa being next in line for that title.
Yes. But this was the time for Toxic Attraction to lose all the titles. But that's the thing, though. I think at this point, you're either going to lose them all or they're going to retain them all.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which is a good and bad thing. The Creed brothers captured the tag titles. I couldn't care less about a tag team division than I do the NXT tag team.
I mean, all this was
bland.
Lose. Yeah. It was a matter of win or lose. You lose, you're out of the Diamond Mine. You win, yay, we stay together. Yay.
Right. And then you have Braun versus Joe Gacy. What bothered me about this match was if Braun got disqualified, he would have lost the title.
Mm-hmm.
We pandered to that way too much. Gacy tries to pull in Eddie Guerrero towards the end. Braun starts thinking he's going to do it, not do it, and fuck off, wrestle. But Braun retains the title. I still want to know who's under the hoods for Gacy.
Right. It's probably just a nobody. They just wanted to tease it, and But apparently, it was announced that Tuesday, July 5th, in an edition of NXT 2.0 will be the Great American Bash.
Good.
The day after the 4th of July.
That's great. I like that.
Oh, yeah. So mark your calendars for the Great American Bash. Oh, yeah.
Now, Hell in a Cell is tomorrow night.
Woohoo!
Okay, Hell in a Cell. This preview is brought to you by our friends at Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with code HUD at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. We'll leave that up there. I don't know where to begin with Hell in a Cell.
We do this every fucking year.
We really do.
Year.
Butters, let me ask you a question.
Go for it, brother.
Actually, I'm gonna ask you a series of questions.
Fire away.
What's the name of this event, Butters?
Hell in a Cell.
What is Hell in a Cell, Butters?
Hell in a Cell is a steel cage match all around solid steel.
Close enough. That'll work. How many matches are inside Hell in a Cell, Butters?
You know.
What's at stake in that match, Butters?
Cody's undefeated streak.
You're fishing. Fucking nothing. Fucking nothing. Do you hear me? Not a godforsaken thing is on the line. We're not talking about a title shot. We're not talking about jack fucking shit.
Exactly.
For the third premium live event bullshit thing, whatever you want to call it. You're doing Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Fuck you.
It's for all the marbles. Yuck, gosh.
Like, don't get me wrong. The program, the promos, back and forth, the wrestling, the brawls, all of it's good, right? Does this match need to be inside Hell in a Cell? Probably. Right? But that's not my gripe. My gripe is you've got the Raw Women's Championship, which is arguably the biggest match on the card, not inside Hell in a Cell.
And which would probably be your main event for the night.
Right. You've got the United States title match. Another title, not inside Hell in a Cell. You've got a 6-person tag team match, not inside Hell in a Cell.
That would have been the match to be inside the Hell in a Cell.
You've got Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin. Somebody cue Ryan fucking Brodo. That match. That's got a bigger, like...
You make it a no-holds-barred. Why wouldn't you just put
him inside a goddamn cell?
Exactly.
Right? Bobby Lashley versus almost an MVP. Why is this happening? And we do this every year, and you're so right, Butters. Why does this exist?
Say it again. I can't hear you.
No, fuck you. Fuck you.
Why
does this exist?
Because they can't come up with another fucking pay-per-view in between. Give us back Vengeance. Give us back... I don't care. Just do away with Hell in a Cell. If you're not going to do it right, then give us a different pay-per-view name.
Then you'll praise the match after.
Talk about Cody versus Seth.
Yes, you're right. I didn't say there's anything wrong with the fucking match. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is have more matches inside the cell. Have more matches that, like...
You've got at least 1 or 2 matches that should have been inside the cell. Whether it be Judgment Day versus the Club. I'm just going to call them the Club. Fuck off.
That's fine.
No, or Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin. That right there should have been in the cell,
right.
Period. Because if you're going to make it a no-holds-barred, you might as well just put that inside the goddamn cell.
Well, and the other side to that coin is don't name a pay-per-view after a match and then only give me that match once. And other than, it's a blood feud. It's gotten personal now. Other than that, there's really nothing else going.
Exactly.
Because you know what's really going to piss me off?
What's that?
Is when Cody wins and they continue the goddamn feud.
I think this is the blow off. I think this is the final one.
It better be.
Well, because then you set up for Money in the Bank. So then
I get that. It better be.
I think you just keep firing it. You keep it hot. Cody's going to give it his all. He's going to whoop Seth Rollins' ass. go on to Money in the Bank, and hope to God win it. Because it looks like their Money in the Bank is possibly going to be Roman versus Riddle with everything that went on Friday night. So, and then that's another thing. Like you said earlier, why are we not defending the God bless Intergalactic Championship on another pay-per-view? Second pay-per-view in a fucking row.
You had the perfect opportunity. Fucking, what happened to Roman fighting Drew? I feel like I'm going to have an aneurysm here at one point.
Actually, they did that last night on Friday Night SmackDown. Drew said Drew called out Roman Reigns at Clash of the Castle. Drew versus Roman is going to happen at Clash of the Castle.
Wait.
Yep.
All right. On one hand, I get it. You were going over to England, so you wanted to start the feud. That's fine. But what's going to happen in between this godforsaken pay-per-view and Clash at the Castle?
So you've got Money in the Bank, which they're talking Riddle versus Randy. You've got SummerSlam after that, which they're talking Roman versus Randy Orton. So let's see, Riddle versus Reigns, Orton versus Randy, and Clash of the Castle. Is it after
Orton versus Randy?
Sorry, Riddle versus Roman at Money, Orton versus Reigns at SummerSlam, and then what's after SummerSlam? Is it Clash
at the Castle?
Because I thought it wasn't until September. I thought there was a pay-per-view between SummerSlam and Clash.
There's nothing in August.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, that's pretty much lines up Roman's opponents for the next 3 pay-per-views.
Like, you got Hell in a Cell tomorrow. On July 2nd, you've got Money in the Bank. That's a Saturday, so we're probably going to live react to that.
Okay.
SummerSlam is a Saturday on the 30th.
Okay.
No, yeah. SummerSlam's on a Saturday. And then nothing until Saturday the 3rd at Clash of the Castle.
Okay, so his next 3 opponents are lined up. Riddle, Orton, Drew. I know.
Here's where I struggle. I can't get behind Roman right now.
Well, he's got that Brock Lesnar schedule now.
I'm fine with that, but then go the fuck away. Well, yeah, I don't need physically get the fuck off my TV.
And then you lose the title until he decides he wants to defend it.
That's fine. What did I say? What did I say when I booked out the winner of Brock versus Roman at WrestleMania? What was the one thing I said needed to happen post-WrestleMania?
But you're complaining about it as it's happening.
No. What I said was the winner, it didn't matter fucking who it was, needed to fuck off. Needed to go away. Get off of TV and go away. Because the more you take this title and the more you shine it in front of me on TV, the more I want to see you either defend it or get your ass kicked and have somebody else hold it. You take this title and it goes away, I'm not thinking about it. I'm not wondering who is up. I'm not wondering what you're going to do at the next pay-per-view. I'm wondering, how are we going to build an opponent to fight Roman?
Yeah.
Because all Roman's doing is walking out. You've got fucking the walrus behind him.
This motherfucker said the walrus.
And then the walrus hands the title to the big dog. It's like a fucking zoo around here. And then the big dog just does this. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge you for what, motherfucker? What do I have to acknowledge you for? My bed's right there. I'm not throwing it on the ground. But, like...
You show that title some respect, damn it.
But, like, fuck!
Put some respect on that title's name.
You had the perfect opportunity to say, okay, Roman, do the post WrestleMania shows, okay, and then go spend some time with your daughter. We'll call you when we need you. Paul, you're gonna stay here. You're gonna manage the Usos, okay, to keep Roman relevant. Just like he did with Brock, but now we're going to manage the bloodline. And he's going to keep the Usos in line.
No, we're going to put Sammy in there to help out.
No, I'm going to get to that too. Okay? And now, right, and then what you do is you bring in Roman. The Usos are getting their ass handed to him. Roman shows up, but he's just sitting in the back, right? Flank title on either side on a single round table, right? Almost like fire pillars behind him, right? Build this evil ambiance that this is a dark, sadistic, evil motherfucker. God, I gotta stop watching comic book stuff. But
you evil bastard.
But then have Roman say, like, set them straight. The Usos go out and win the Unified Tag Team titles at WrestleMania Backlash. And then Roman, once again, goes the fuck away. And we don't see Roman for Hell in a Cell. We're clearly not seeing anybody for Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, no shit.
Roman, the Usos, the New Day, Drew. Fuck them.
Well, yeah, because the Usos just defended Friday night, so they ain't got to defend on Hell in a Cell.
With the exception of the Madcap Moss match, this is a Raw pay-per-view.
Yeah, I've been reading about that too. SmackDown had very little to do with any of these pay-per-views lately. It's all been Raw.
Because of this stupid fuck being on air, and we're having to make him relevant, so all he can do is go, acknowledge me. We've built nothing. Okay? We've built nothing. You've got Drew McIntyre walking around with a sword and having the New Day call him the Big D. Like, are you kidding me right now?
Oh, that shit writes itself.
And no disrespect to Drew, the New Day, Sheamus, Butch, the other schmuck whose name escapes me at this point.
Rich Holland?
Yes, Rich Holland, thank you.
I'm tired of seeing that match. I'm really tired of seeing that combination.
But that's exactly where I was going to go with it. Move on. Okay? Do something else.
Because it's like, because you can't have Big E right now, you put Drew McIntyre in there until Clash of the Castle. Dude, nobody wants to see this match for a 20th time. This is, and I hate to bring this up, but this is Roman versus Baron Corbin all over again.
But now you've taken Sami Zayn. And we've decided we're going to put Sami Zayn with the Bloodline.
Stupidest shit in the world. So now it's no longer conspiracy theory.
Can you say Owen Hart with the Nation of Domination?
Yerp.
And that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say to that. Other than I really just want to see somebody, I really want to see Riddle hit Sammy in the face with his knee. Now more than ever. Not because of the story. Not because of the story. Just because I know it'll hurt. And they're not going to give me a chair shot to the face. So, I'll take what I can get. But who's the goddamn Intercontinental Champion?
Ricochet.
Why isn't he on this pay-per-view?
I don't know. But I know he faces Gunther next week for the Intercontinental title.
Right. They're doing stuff with Ricochet. But you'd never know because he's not on the pay-per-view.
Yerp.
But yet, that twerp Austin Theory is on with the whiny little bitch Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, this is just WWE, giving Ali that little ass whooping that he needs. Take him out behind the barn and whoop his ass.
Like, it's just, it's unnervingly frustrating to each and every week. Like, I try to take in as much WWE and AEW as I can during the week because we do this show. I love doing this. I love doing this with you. I loved it when we were in Cards and Comics a few weeks ago. Hopefully we can work that back into our schedule, like we said on air. We've got a lot coming up with them in July. Right? I want to, we'll talk about that later. But I can't stand when I get on, I start watching my clips, and I see what's happening here across both platforms, and all it does is frustrate me. The only match I'm excited for tomorrow, I'm excited for 3 matches. Can you guess what 3 matches I'm excited for?
Cody versus Seth.
Only because it's Cody versus Seth, and the match is going to be great.
The women's triple threat title match.
Because it's going to be the main event.
And Madcap Moss versus Corbin?
Go fuck yourself.
Well, I was actually being serious, but...
No. The Club versus Judgment Day, because I think somebody turns.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would make sense, but I think somebody turns. I'm on the fence about adding anybody into Judgment Day, which is a stupid ass name, by the way.
I mean, you could really and truly add Liv Morgan to it, and there's your new women's tag team champions.
Don't get me wrong. You can take all 3 of them and add them in, and it works. I don't think that you should never add somebody else into it. I just don't know if right now is the right time to do that.
Well, there were talks of a Balor turn on AJ Styles.
No, I know that, right? And ultimately, I don't think I would hate it.
I don't think it's the right time right now for a turn. I think right now you just want to beat the piss out of each other and see who comes out on top.
Exactly.
Did you catch did you see the poster with the Judgment Day versus Styles, Balor, and Liv Morgan? The
one where they all got old?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Liv Morgan's like, till the wheels fall off.
Yep. No, I like that a lot.
It's a great poster, boys and girls, if you haven't seen it, by the way.
All right, I need to stop talking about wrestling. To the point where I'm not even going to give predictions for tomorrow just because, fuck it.
I mean, you got another dumb match in Ezekiel versus KO.
Yeah, fuck that. Bianca, Theory, Judgment Day, Ezekiel, just because Madcap, Omos, and MVP.
And Cody.
One. And Cody. There you go.
It's about right.
All right.
I think the AJ group wins. I think I would say, Madcap, AJ's group, Theory, Ezekiel, Omos. Man, Asuka should win this one. I'm going to go with Asuka and then Cody Rhodes.
I wouldn't be mad if Asuka won, right?
Just to shake things up a little bit. Just
to shake it up, right? I just don't see Becky winning.
Because you can have Bianca win it back, no biggie. You just shake it up just a little bit. I mean,
there's no bad answer there.
No.
But all right, let's finish up the night with Run In. Run In.
I don't run.
No, I don't run either. Run In is brought to you by BetUS. They're the leading online sports book. They've been in the market for over 25 years. You can bet on anything, anywhere in the U.S. Use the link right there for a 125% sign-up bonus. Obi-Wan.
Haven't watched it yet.
Stop it.
I've been at work, bro.
I figured Rob would have played it today.
No.
Dude, when I tell you, so you know me, throughout all these Marvel shows and everything like that, I really haven't watched them. And if I have, I've watched them when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Last week when Obi-Wan came out, it was 12 o'clock at night. I finished up everything I had to do, and I sat my happy ass in bed and stayed up till 2 in the morning and watched both episodes. And I was invested. I was like, all right, this is really good. And I didn't have to wait long because Wednesday the new episode came out. And episode 3, holy shit. Like, to the point that I want to do another Star Wars show.
Go, Ninja, go, Ninja, go.
I summon the nerds.
Go, Ninja, go, Ninja, go. Go,
Light
Ninja,
the
go,
nerd
Ninja.
symbol.
The beacon is lit. Gondor calls for aid.
I'll actually allow that. I'll actually allow that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. All right, cool. All right, so I can't talk Obi-Wan because you haven't seen it yet, but you need to go watch it.
I mean, I gotta catch up on that. I gotta catch up on Stranger Things.
I couldn't get into Stranger Things, man.
I love Stranger Things. Me and the wife both love it. With work and the holiday this past couple weeks, it kicked my ass royally.
No, I know. All right, what else you got?
What else? I wanted to catch up on the Chip and Dale's movie.
I didn't realize that was free.
Yeah, Disney Plus.
Yeah, when Chef told me about it, I was like, I don't want to pay for it, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't realize it was free, so that's on my list.
The trailer looks so good, and I
heard he watched it. It's amazing.
Oh, see, that makes me want to watch it even more.
Oh man,
it's like, all these shows I need to catch up on. Like, damn it, boy. Oh man.
So, what else you got?
I'm trying to see. I don't think I have anything. I think everything has been. See, Yeah, I don't have anything.
Okay. Fortnite's new season is supposed to drop in the morning. The event was phenomenal today. Holy shit! Like, I know you don't play Fortnite, right? But the cinematics for all these things are phenomenal. The story is great.
No, I was gonna say now I've seen some cinematics from Fortnite. And those it looks so amazing.
You want to talk long term storytelling? It didn't click to me. I mean, people have said it, but I went back and watched all the live events from like the first chapter of this saga. This is a 3-year story we've been telling, and it's still not done.
Damn.
Right? So hopefully I can bring some stuff to HD Gaming over the next few days of the new season. We did get our glimpse at Darth Vader in Fortnite, which I'm super excited for. I already got the Obi-Wan skin, so.
Of course you would.
Of course. Let's kind of give a rundown of what we're looking at for June and parts of July. So next week, we will have the Hell in a Cell review. That'll be on the 11th.
Oh, boy.
The 18th and the 10th, right? The 18th is just going to be a regular in this very ring. Nothing super special going on. We're just going to recap the events of wrestling. The 25th will be a Money in the Bank preview show. It'll be a week early because on July 2nd is Money in the Bank. We'll do live reactions to the show. We're going to try to be live the whole time. I haven't figured out the details of that yet, but
Money in the Bank is the one pay-per-view I look forward to every year.
I do too.
Because I want to, as much as it pains me to say this, but I kind of want another match like they did a few years back in Titan Tower.
That was good. I like that. I don't know if that would work right now, but I like that.
No, I get that, but I would like another Money in the Bank kind of like that. That was fun.
So that's the 2nd. The 9th, we're gonna do a recap of Money in the Bank and the fallout from Money in the Bank. Okay.
Cody.
Hopefully that's what we're talking about by then. AEW wise, they have Fighter Fest and Fight for the Fallen. They're supposed to be in July, but as of now, we don't have days for those yet. So somewhere in there will fit that as well.
What's
But
Forbidden Door?
Forbidden Door is June 26th.
Okay.
So actually, the 25th, when we do our preview show for Money in the Bank, it'll also be a Forbidden Door preview show as well.
Great.
Okay? That'll be a long night. July 16th. This is a very, very important day for everybody to keep in mind. We will be at Comic Palooza that weekend. The July 16th show will be very contingent on Comic Palooza activities. We're going to try to bring you a show live from the hotel room at Comic Palooza.
Get down dirty.
But I think that one, if we can swing it, we might make that a little bit nerdy because of where we're going to be at, obviously.
Getting down and dirty. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
And then the 23rd will be a SummerSlam preview, with the 30th being SummerSlam live reactions. So that takes us through June and July of what's coming up here on In This Very Ring. I know I'm super excited for everything we've got coming up. Hopefully we can talk to Chuck's, Pete, and Jake, and we can get a Star Wars show going, especially with Obi-Wan ending soon. So, Butters, you better get to watching.
Yes, I know.
But, guys, that's it for us tonight. We want to thank all our sponsors, including Alon Z Travel. They're specializing in creating the vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, or wherever your heart calls to you. Let their talented team of travel experts, including yours truly, create a custom vacation for you without any of the stress. Make sure you tell them that In This Very Ring sent you. Use the website. It's Allonsy, it's ALLONSY-travel.com/request-a-proposal to get in touch with one of their certified travel experts to help put everything together. That is it for us tonight. For Butters, I'm Rich. We're going to see you guys on the other side. Tell somebody you love them. Peace, love, and joy.